YouTube, it's Ticky's Trinkets here. I'm sorry if you hear a weird noise in the background. I have my fan running, and it's kind of loud, and it's kind of weird. It makes creaky noises. I think it's possessed. Anywho, today I have a polymer clay tutorial. This is a wolf charm, a howling wolf charm. This was by request by a very good friend of mine named cookiedreamweaver on Instagram. She is a very nice lady. She also does crafts herself, but she just does it as a hobby. But I'll link her Instagram down below just so you can look at it too. She wanted me to do a wolf tutorial charm because she watched my old video of my wolf polymer clay updates, which you all love so much, and I'm so not confident about how my wolves look, so I'm really glad you all like it. But yeah, so she wanted a wolf charm that would be small enough that where she could make it and herself, so her son could wear it as a necklace, or I believe she said it was her son. If it was anyone else, I'm sorry. I think she said it was her son. So so that he could wear it as a necklace or as a keychain. So I use bead bells per my usual. You can use eye pins, but they do not hold as strong. I know from personal experience. Handy dandy E6000 or Loctite glue plus this, so much better hold. If I can, yeah, way better. But yeah, he just has a little crescent moon. I think that's what you call it when it's like a half moon like that. I don't know if it's waning or crescent. I'm pretty sure it's crescent. And that's his fur spot. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see. But his fur is textured on the sides and the top. It looks very fragile, but I did my best to make this like three-dimensional texturing on the sides. His nose is glow in the dark. His eyes is an acrylic bead, which you could just get at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. You can find these everywhere. This is the really, really small ones. They do make slightly larger ones, but it looked like crazy on him. He is a flat back, because, you know, if you're going to wear it as a necklace, you want it to be a flat back so it's not too three-dimensional, so when you hug somebody, it don't stab you or anything. And what else? He's only about an inch tall. Maybe an inch and a little bit over an inch, because since this is for a man, I usually try to do smaller for men, because men don't usually like gaudy things to wear, like big gaudy. I'm not afraid to wear some big gaudy things, but you know, to each their own. He has a flat butt, which is not completely glazed yet. And one more thing before I cut this video to the tutorial, let me just show you the glow in the dark. It is kind of hard to see. But yeah, like I said, his nose and his moon shape glow in the dark. Oh my god. Blinding you all alert. Jeez. I'm so sorry if that blinded you all. Just, you know, that was an accident. Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. I plan on doing more wolf-related stuff very soon. I hope you all like this. Please let me know in the comments below if you really do like my wolves. Like I said, not very confident. I don't do them often, so I don't have a lot of practice. But yeah, let's get into the tutorial. That's enough talking. Bye-bye, YouTube. Alright, for this tutorial, you're going to need these very small acrylic beads as the eyes. They're like little diamonds. I get them from Michael's, but you could probably also get them from Hobby Lobby and Joann's. If you want to bake them in the oven, you need Swarovski ones, but I just glue them on when I'm done. And then 2 clay colors of choice and an X-Acto knife to cut with, or a long blade. To start out, you're going to make these 5 balls of clay, 1 large, 1 medium, and 3 smalls. We're going to start with the large one first, and you're just going to roll it between your fingers, creating a teardrop shape, and then just slightly bend it, like you can see here. I'm going to call this like a bean shape, is what it will be referred to as. Next, just take the top of it and roll it between your fingers again, making it slightly pointed at the top. Then to create the open mouth, just cut a triangular shape into it using an X-Acto blade or a long blade. Next, to make the snout more indented like a wolf's nose is, just take a toothpick and indent it. Very cheap blending tool and crafting tool. Toothpicks, awesome. Next, just take the whole body and press it down gently against your work surface with the palm of your hand so that one side remains flat, like here, and the other side remains rounded. Next, just take your fingers and pinch in between the head and the lower part of the body, making a part that comes out like a bump, and you'll see it in the next picture right here. See how it's just like a bump over it? Because wolves' chests kind of stick out some, you know, like they're proud. They're proud to be wolves. Next, you're going to cut it flat so that the bottom will sit nice and flat. And this is how, and then you just take your finger, your toothpick or your thumb or whatever, and just blend it out to make it rounded at the bottom. We don't want it to be too geometric shaped. Next, we're going to take this itty bitty ball, and you're going to roll this into a teeny tiny teardrop shape, like so. And then you're just going to want to make this nice and flat, so you're just going to press it down very gently with your fingertip. You don't want it to be too flat. You still want it to stand out from the rest of the body, so, you know, just press it a little. Then go ahead and just stick it on the lower right-hand side. This is the leg that curls up when animals sit, like cats, dogs, and wolves. Next, we're going to take this larger one, and we're going to go ahead and make his front leg, because you're only going to see the 2 legs because of the vantage point I chose. Just take it and roll it into a very long snake with a rounded side at the end. You just do that by rolling your fingers back and forth, like we've been doing the whole time. Cut the top of it at a bias on the side that doesn't have the bump. Then just go ahead and attach that to the body right where the tuft of the hair sticks out. Then you're going to want to take your toothpick and blend that into the body like so. Or just use your finger, but the toothpick was easier here for me. Next, I'm just going to take the next small ball of clay and we're going to make the wolf's ear. So we're going to need to roll this into a teardrop shape yet again. Here you go. Just roll it back and forth between your fingers to make that shape. Next, you're going to take your X-Acto blade or long blade and just cut it at an angle. As you can see, I just cut the rounded part at a bias. Then just take your toothpick and press into the ear. That way you create the indentation that the ear has on the inside. Then go ahead and stick it on the body, going at a downward angle because his head is tilted up. So you'll need to take your toothpick again and blend the ear into the body. But make sure not to distort the inside of the ear too much. You want to still see that it's three-dimensional. Finally, we're going to do the tail. So you're going to take this other small ball of clay. You're just going to roll it back and forth on your work surface to create a teardrop shape, or you can roll it in your fingers again. It's a matter of preference. And here's what it looks like. Then take the other rounded side and again roll it against your workstation or pinch it between your fingers to also make that side pointed, just like a double-sided teardrop. Then take the longer side at the bottom, attach it to the bottom of the wolf, the boodoo. Then just curl it over a little to make it a curled wolf tail. And here I just took my X-Acto blade and cut into the feet to give it the little tootsies. Now I'm just going to take one more ball of black clay, which I forgot to include in the beginning, my bad. This is going to be his lower foot right underneath the circle, so just roll it back and forth between your fingers, making the ball at the top and a long snake on the rest of the body. Then just lay it down and cut it on a bias so that it'll lay flat on the body. Go ahead and take your X-Acto blade and again indent where the toes will be. It's kind of hard to see, but there's 3 little nubs separated by indentation. Then just go ahead and stick this underneath the little dot that we did before so that it still sits flat and can stand up on its own. It's not a sculpture, but you know, it should be able to stand if you're doing good. Next, I just went on ahead and took the bead, placed it there to make sure it looks good, which it did. Next, you're going to take your accent color, which to me is my glow-in-the-dark clay, and you're just going to roll out 2 teeny tiny balls. One is for his nose, one is for the moon. And we're going to start with the nose one first. So that's this itty bitty, teeny tiny little ball. As you can see, it's even smaller than the eye that we use, so it's tiny. And you're just going to shape it into a triangle shape, or cut it into a triangle shape, and put it right at the top of his nose. Next, the large ball, you're just going to take and roll both ends, just like we did with the tail. And then you're just going to bend it, so it's more like a crescent moon shape. Then you're just going to flatten it out, pushing your finger down. And then after you flatten it out, you can go ahead and place it on the body where you would like, as I did right here. Next, you're just going to take your X-Acto blade, or your long blade, or your toothpick for that matter. And you're going to go up. You're going to go from the top of the head down to the lower half, just slowly making little stripes into the fur. As you can see, it gives it a real nice fur texture, just up and down, little itty bitty textures. Next, I took the acrylic bead out because it's acrylic, not glass, so it will melt if you bake it. So take it out. Unless you use Swarovski, then you can bake it. Then bake for 350 degrees for approximately 14 minutes to 15 minutes. Then take your Loctite glue or your E6000 and glue a bead belt on the back of it. After that is fully dried, don't want that to mix, go ahead and glaze it for extra sturdiness. And there you go. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope everyone loved this tutorial, especially who I did it for. I really hope she likes it. Stay tuned for more wolf tutorials and more tutorials by me, period. Thanks for watching.